Right at it. Right at it. Oh, he's done it again. Just as he did at the John Deere for his first win.
Alrighty, welcome to episode 33 of the Go Get That podcast. This is the first time in 4 years we can say this, but Jordan Spieth is the defending champion this week at the Valero Texas Open. I know all of you guys, we can remember that day very vividly, exactly what we were doing. It was one of the greatest days of my life, whether you want to say that's sad or not. But I mean, it's exciting because this is really the first course this year that we're going to get a look besides Pebble. And of course, these really played well at in the past. So I'm excited. He could do some damage this week. But first,
you could certainly say he's thrived.
Oh,
at TPC sales.
Oh, Dan with the transition.
We are excited to announce a partnership with Thrive Fantasy.
Yes.
For those of you who don't know, Thrive Fantasy is a DFS kind of betting site, but it's not quite that exactly. There is real money involved, so we do ask you to bet responsibly. But what it is, there's weekly contests, and being a golf podcast, there's a weekly golf contest where you put in $20, and then you get little, over under bets. And if your over under bets hit, then you get a certain amount of points for picking over or under. You get 5 sort of bets to fill out your lineup card. That's entered into a pool of a bunch of people that are also doing the same thing, trying to get as many points as they can. These happen weekly. There's also prop lobbies for NBA, NHL, other sports like that. And so we've got a partnership with them, and we've got a
giveaway
code for you guys to use.
Yes,
we have a giveaway.
We do have a giveaway.
Do
you want me to?
I can do the giveaway. I want you to do the rest of like the explaining, because I do want to talk about the giveaway, because I know that I promised.
I'm excited about this giveaway.
I know I promised you guys a full Jordan Spieth Masters outfit if Kisner won. Sadly, Kisner lost. So we're going to be giving away Jordan Spieth's entire Sunday outfit. We're going to give the shirt, hat. I don't know. Maybe if you guys are good, we'll even give the pants too. To anyone who uses our code through the Masters, code is GGT, or you can use the link that we will drop below. It'll be in all of our bios. I know, being my link tree, I have a link tree with all of the links that pertain to me.
Same here.
But we're really excited about this. I know that a lot of my followers are into this stuff, especially DFS, it's becoming a big thing in the world. But again, we do ask you to be responsible about this, because obviously you can play DFS for no money if you want, but this is money. So you got to be careful, do it responsibly. But anyone who deposits $10 and plays through $10, meaning you have to actually place a $10 prop or whatever it is, will get proceeds for that, and you guys will be entered into a giveaway. Just DM us our username, because we can see the usernames that use our code. So just DM us your username. We'll enter you into a giveaway automatically, and then I don't know, what are we gonna do? We
can do it live.
Do you want to do it live on the live Masters pod?
We could
do that. Live Masters pod. We could do that.
Yeah.
That's an idea. Thinking on the fly here.
That is, yes. None of this stuff is we give you stuff right off the top of our heads. That's how we roll.
This is very.
The hat might have to be different though, because if it's the circle hat, we can't get that.
I don't know about that. I've gotten a few circle hats.
Well, the new circle hat.
Well, if we can't get the thing right away, which is very possible, you're in our debt, right? Like we'll get you when it comes out. Or if you're really just like I don't really care. I'll take any outfit. We can just let you pick an outfit if you
Might have to be
want
another
to,
hat because I'm
Yeah,
I've
hopefully-
looked at the new.
but
circle
I'm
hat.
sure they'll come out.
Yeah.
So, but we're very excited. This is really our first sponsorship opportunity because I don't know, we've had a few go through in the past. I don't know, just stuff didn't really see eye to eye, but we want to make sure this is one that everyone could benefit from. And I know a lot of my users or followers like to do this stuff. I get a lot of DMs about it every week. But there's some pretty cool contests. Well, later in the episode, we'll go through all of our pick. Not all of them, can't do that, but we'll give you a few of our best plays for the week. So yeah.
Anything over $10 using our code GGT, deposit will be doubled. So
Yes, that's
We'll-
another
we'll-
thing. Yes, you double deposit. So
We'll have a link to that. You will not actually need to enter the code if you just follow the link,
yeah,
because
true.
our code is in the link. So it'll be in our link trees. Should be pretty easy to access. I actually, on the giveaway, I've heard that the circle hat will not be coming out, the new ones that he's been wearing. So we'd have
all?
to, no, they're not.
I've already have a circle hat.
A lot of the new ones, the ones that he's been wearing, like the poker chip ones, not the
I-
the
I-
white and the black ones. You have the one with like the little lines on it. I'm
Yeah,
talking like the solid white and the black ones.
there's no way it'll come out eventually. I
I'll-
guarantee you.
I'm
There's,
telling you.
there's no way.
hopefully he's not wearing the
We will find a way to get it to you.
hat on Sunday.
I will travel to Jordan Spieth's house himself to get it for you if we have to.
That's one way to do
Uh,
it.
But another thing is just a disclaimer. This is not a gambling site. This is not technically gambling. This is real money, but this is not gambling. The states where you can legally gamble, that doesn't apply for this. There are some states that doesn't allow Thrive Fantasy, but I think it's like 80% of the states do. Whereas this is not fall under the same categories as gambling. So this is not technically gambling. But again, you do have to be responsible with your money, obviously. Just think of it as throwing $10 into Clash of Clans, right? But not really, because you have to,
And then it gets doubled. So
and then it
actually-
gets doubled. But we're really excited for this. We're excited for this, and we hope you guys enjoy it too.
yeah. And you get to place a bet on how many birdies Spieth is gonna make.
Exactly.
And how much fun is that? I think one of the
Exactly.
bets is like 3.5 this week for round one. Seems like a pretty good.
Be responsible. We know the Spieth bias is can
He
take
plays
over
well
one's
here,
brain,
but
but he does
Just
play.
saying.
He does play well here. So yeah,
we are looking forward to that. We've kind of been repeating ourselves, but it's been a long time coming. We've had some other past not stuff that didn't go through. So we're really looking forward to this. Shout out to Thrive for wanting to be with us, partner with us.
yeah, they're really
appreciate
trying
the
to
support.
expand their golf, like their
The
golf.
reach, the
Yeah.
golf reach.
They started just like every DFS website is more like an NBA, NHL, MLB. But there's some cool props that they're offering us, like birdies, eagles, hole in ones. So it should be exciting.
Should be
Yeah.
fun. I think that's
Yeah.
a solid
Yeah.
transition
Let's
into
get into the Oaks course.
the Oaks course,
Yeah.
the defending champion at the Oaks course.
Who is
Jordan
it?
Jordan Spieth, defending champion. It is nice to say that. I put out an Instagram post today, and that's the first time since I've had my Instagram account where I've said he's the defending champion.
Yeah.
So it feels great. Be awesome if we defended, but we enter the last week before the Masters. It's
That's crazy. The Masters is on the mind.
fun. Yeah, it is on the mind. We talk about 24/7. I've been talking about it since Royal St. George's last year when we came in second, that this has been on my mind for a while, but we are still at Valero. Put out a stat today. He's gained 0.857 strokes putting per round in 22 rounds at the Oaks course. And we need the putter. We need the thumbs to start coming up.
Yeah.
And for the first time in a while, he really has a venue where I think the thumbs should come up with past history. But again, the putter's just not been on, but it's a new week.
It is a new week. I mean, you talked about the putter. You talked about this in the match play recap that came out yesterday, but putter has been honestly no words to describe how bad the putter has been. Lost 5.5 strokes
I'd agree.
on the green at Austin Country Club. Missed a lot of 10-footers by about 5 inches. Not a lot of lip outs. Not a lot of things went in the hole. It was just an awful week on the greens. I know Bob has some more thoughts about it, but I'm sure they're probably very similar to Jordan and mine. Is like something's got to give at some point. / it's really, really, really bad right now. And I could throw in a lot more reallys. One really for every missed putt inside of 10 feet, and it would be a lot of reallys. So at least the ball striking
It
has been
would be
okay.
a lot of reallys.
It would be a lot of reallys, but who knows? I mean, if he's putted here well on the path, that's all I need. I know in the match play recap we talked about Green's books, Green reading books, and possibly that. Though the impact of them not being allowed at normal PGA Tour events, and maybe that's had an impact on Jordan's putting. But it would certainly be nice to have a nice week with the putter heading into the major number one of the year, and the one that he's shown he's most capable of winning kind of any given year.
I mean, those are basically my. It's the Valero, it's the Masters. I mean, these are two tournaments coming up that he could win at. You can't deny that. He could definitely win at one of these two events. But he also could play poorly. Like if he doesn't heat up the putter, we could be very disappointed in 2 weeks. So it's luck of the draw, right? Like just gonna have to. We're gonna need him to play well. He's gonna need the thumbs need to come up. It's that simple. So
No, and we've been saying the ball striking's been good, but I mean, if he's putting poorly and you got to hit fairways around the Oaks course, there's some trees, you can get in some trouble. If he's not putting well and he's hitting a few loose drives, getting in some tree trouble, he could miss the cut. I mean, it's not a given he will play well here. Can't take that for granted. I think there might be a little bit of added stress coming in as the defending champion. I think the weekend off after the Dell maybe helps a little bit. Freshens the mind. I think it's less rounds he had to play, and that could really come in handy next week at Augusta when he's very likely going to play 4 rounds. He won't be as tired out. Didn't play the Arnold Palmer. He should be a lot more fresh. He even alluded to that in his pre-tournament interview at the Dell. I mean, there shouldn't be any fatigue.
Oh yeah.
The only fatigue there should be is him working on the putting green for hours and hours trying to figure this out.
Yeah, I mean, last year, I think he touched on a little bit of fatigue after the Masters because it was, I believe, 8 or 9 events in 12 weeks or so, which is still just a lot of golf, especially if, with the quality of golf that he was playing, being in contention a lot, and just an overall, battle that Sundays are. And, I mean, I think Corey Connors is the only guy that played last week that went really deep that's in this field. Obviously Scheffler wasn't, and then he withdrew, which makes sense. I mean, he just played 7 rounds of golf, so Jordan coming off only 3, hopefully he's got plenty of fresh swings in him, and hopefully he can just get a little momentum. I feel like hasn't really built on much. He's played decent golf in a couple of 27-hole stretches this year, but besides that, it's been pretty average at best. And this is certainly the time where you got to kick it into gear with the 4 majors coming up, and obviously would like to have a good showing in defense of his first title in 3.5 years. But I mean, we'll get into predictions at some point, I guess. But I am curious to hear what your guys' kind of expectations are, given how the golf that has been, given how he's been kind of golfing his ball recently.
We touched on this in the last episode. He hasn't been golfing his ball very well. If we're gonna be honest. But again, I'm going to trust him. I'm going to say that I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that he is getting there. And we'll see where that takes him. I think that obviously I would have liked him to have some momentum going into the Masters. And I don't think any momentum gained this week is really going to help him for the Masters. I think he would have needed a few weeks on. And but I don't know. I take a win this week, regardless of what you guys think. Many people think that there's like a less chance that like he wins the Masters if he wins this week. I mean, statistically, yes, that's true, but that's just because winning 2 tournaments is hard.
Yeah.
Like, it would be stupid not to take a win this week, especially with how he's been playing. No one here, no matter how much you want to say, is going to be upset with a win this week. Like, I'm sorry. Like, Jordan, you will be jumping up and down, hooray, if he wins this week. Like, that's
See,
fact,
here's the thing. Bob asked us this question about 3 weeks ago. And the question was, would you take a Valero win if it guaranteed a Masters not win? And I said no.
Yes, the answer is yes.
I mean, the answer is, I won't lie, I've probably moved closer to yes. But I mean, I'd actually be curious to like hear what the viewers think. I want to hear what you guys have to think about that question. Would you take a Valero win if it guaranteed he doesn't win at the Masters?
Bob ran that poll, right? What were the results of that?
Yeah, I think I remember the results.
It was like 45-55 in favor of no, but I mean,
it's probably
What do you
changed
mean you
now,
mean?
though.
Yeah, possibly. That's true.
Especially given his form, like.
I mean, the odds of him winning the Masters is less than 10%, whether you like it or not.
They're better than winning Valero.
They are not. His odds for Valero are better.
No, his odds.
They're very close.
His odds for the Masters are like 14-1. His odds for Valero are like 1,100.
No, I'm talking about like actual odds.
He's 12-1 on FanDuel right now, 11-1 on to win the Valero. 11-1 Valero.
Yeah. And he's like 16-1 to win the Masters.
You guys are talking betting odds.
Correct.
I'm talking like screw betting odds, actual odds.
Well, I mean,
actual odds, I think he's got a way better chance at the Masters.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a smaller field, so he's more likely to win. Anyway, but yeah, no, this is probably the highest number his Masters ticket has been since he's been good. Like, there's Spieth above 12 at Augusta in relatively good form is like pretty shocking. Another guy who is here this week that normally isn't is Rory McIlroy. And I know we had Rory Tracker on a while ago. We talked about Rory after he won the CJ Cup. And Rory's looking for that slam. He skipped out on WGC, but I actually have been looking at his like data golf, his strokes gain stuff. Rory's hitting it pretty good. Like winning good. He just isn't putting. So I don't know what if you guys have any thoughts on Rory this week, but I kind of think Rory might win this week and then make it a whole like just get the hype train all the way up for Augusta, but also get people kind of worried because he just won.
I mean, Rory's playing better than Jordan right now. There's no doubt
way better.
that. So like, yeah, I mean, I actually we had this debate and we'll get into the whole Tiger talk in a little bit, but I think the best things for golf going into Augusta would be a Rory win or a Jordan win.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind an Anirban Lahiri win to get him into the Masters. Well, actually,
this week, yeah.
What about like a Ricky Fowler win though?
Don't you argue with that? Well, I'm talking about Augusta. I'm talking not this week. I'm talking Augusta.
Oh, okay.
This week, yeah, I think Ricky would probably be the best because just another big name into the Masters.
Yeah, I agree with that. Or Chuck Hoffman. We could then see him at Thursday at Augusta after that 65 and everybody's 3 back.
I mean, the years that Hoffman plays well at Augusta, I feel Spieth plays well. So, I mean, I'd gladly take that.
Yeah. Bob, either you're lagging or I can't hear you. One of the two.
I bet I was muted.
Yeah.
I said a bunch of stuff that we did not hear, unfortunately.
All I said was it would be very hard to not see Chucky at the top of the leaderboard at least one of the rounds in the next 2 weeks.
It'll read Chuck Hoffman, if it's at Augusta, Chuck Hoffman,
I
Justin
mean,
Rose after day
Is
one.
Chucky Hoffman's not going to be at the Masters, right?
No, he has to win this week. But this is the Chuck Hoffman Open.
It
I
is.
mean, he won
It's just the
in
Chuck Hoffman Open.
16, and
I mean,
then-
it's tough to not see Chuck Hoffman leading after round one this week.
yeah. If you're out there placing first round leaders, Chuck Hoffman's not
That'll
gonna
be
do
my
that.
bet.
It's either Charlie Hoffman or KH Lee. I mean, it's always
Charlie Hoffman or Corey Connors.
KH Lee. I wouldn't be
Pablo's
surprised about
KH
Corey
Lee.
Connors though either.
Corey
Bob and I
Connors is
talked before.
is a first round merchant, dude.
Yeah, Corey Connors, like you can already lock him in for 66 or 65.
Exactly.
But we'll see. I mean, I've looked at the weather a little bit this week. I think it's like 80, sunny, 10 to 15 miles an hour of wind. So it should be pretty consistent. Because I think a couple of years ago there was a like 4-shot difference in waves between the two groups. So early wave, somebody got screwed. And hopefully we don't get that this week. But this course is like low key tricky, I'd say.
It is.
It's not
Yeah.
hard off the tee, but the par fives are long, so kind of everybody's in it because you have to hit a bunch of good wedge shots. But then it's a pretty easy, like the winners usually putt pretty darn well.
It's kind of a putting. Yeah, it's kind of a putting contest week. But this course, as you said, it is like underratedly tricky. Like it played over par last year, believe it or not. And I mean, T9 finished 10 shots back at Jordan last year.
Yeah.
I mean, 9 under par. I mean, single digits under par was top 10 last year.
Yeah.
So
Part of that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. It can be tricky.
Yeah, I was just gonna say part of that's got to be the field though too. I mean, the field's not that great this year, but I mean last year, Spieth wasn't. He was 53rd in the world entering, so the best player was DJ who withdrew, and then the best player was Scheffler maybe. So it was like you got like 35 or 6 points for winning it.
It was 38 last year.
Okay, I mean this year it's 40.
So it's really
Right.
not even that much better.
It's not a very good field. I know Scheffler was in the field and then obviously he withdrew. So if he stayed in the field, it would be probably 44. Like the number one player carries a lot of weight in fields, but Rory's here, Bryson's here, Spieth, Decky. Bryson will be interesting because accuracy off the tee isn't.
You can miss in some tough spots with the trees.
Yeah, no, you can, but it's not as important as it's a putting and wedge contest. So we'll see. That in theory should suit Jordan, but obviously the putter has been in the abyss for.
You got to make putts. He was 6th last year in putting, so
Right.
I mean, I'd gladly sit here and probably take 25th or 30th in putting this week,
Oh, for sure.
and
For
then
sure.
see what else happens.
That'll
So,
lead to somewhat of a good finish. If you're inside the top 10 in putting, and you don't finish inside the top 20, that your ball striking is not in a good spot, especially at this course.
and his ball striking's in a good spot. I mean, I think Bob was talking about momentum going into the Masters. I think he has some momentum with the ball striking. There's some wedges that are, again, not great, and he's going to need them at Augusta.
Yeah.
But I think Wednesday, going back to Dell, that wind was tough. And I get he hit some bad shots, but he hit some really quality shots too, especially on Friday against Adam Scott, and he just couldn't make a damn thing.
Right. No, I agree that he's hitting it better. I just wouldn't say I don't think he has the momentum yet. Like he's hitting it fine, but he hasn't really got on a roll.
Well, you can't make a putt. You can't get on a roll.
For 4 straight,
Yeah.
gaining positive rounds on approach. And I know he's only played 5 rounds in like a month, 5 weeks, so 6 weeks. So hopefully these next 2 weeks he can get something going because it's a great time to get something going.
I agree.
That's for sure.
I mean, we basically said everything that there is to say for this week. But it's nice being the defending champion.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's going to get that first tee introduction, and the first time in 4 years, he's going to hear that, which is pretty cool.
You're a defending champion.
But I mean, to take
and then 4 right.
to take the smile off your face, he's gonna be all business this week. Not just defending, but he knows what next week is.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would love to see an average week on the greens or just something.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he putts well here.
Give me something.
Some positivity there would be great.
Yeah, I agree.
He's got a press conference, right?
He does, but this will be posted on Wednesday. And his press conference is Tuesday at 3:30. So I'm sure we'll be sharing with you the comments from that press conference.
So we don't have press conference news. We don't have tea times yet. I'm praying for a late early because that just works better for me. But TV coverage, I'm pretty sure 4 to 7 Thursday, Friday, and then like 1 to 6 Saturday, Sunday, kind of in between Golf Channel and NBC. So not a ton of TV coverage. Granted, it's not a great field and it's the week before the Masters, and they have the Augusta National Women's Amateur, I think, going on this week as well. So plenty of cameras will be over there.
Will you guys be tuning into that? Sorry to interrupt you. But
yeah.
What?
Will you be tuning into the Augusta National Women's Amateur?
I will on Sunday at least. I think it's great. Here's the thing about women's golf that I'll say. I think it's gained a lot of traction last year. I think the Solheim Cup was a big thing for women's golf. I
was into the Solheim Cup.
I watched that entire Sunday's first tee shot to the end. That was a fun event. But I watched the women's amateur last year. I think a nice way to get into the,
and you see how the course is playing, which is fun too. But it's Augusta. I mean,
I also love, for some reason, there's something about seeing 3 woods being hit into par 4s that I love.
You like the
that's just like I love that. Like I love like that's how the game was meant to be played. The game was meant to be played where you're hitting hybrids into long par 4s.
I don't disagree.
I think it's cool seeing someone take a medal into 11, right? Like that's a tough shot.
It's a skill that isn't
and they're good at it too. Like they hit those hybrids so high.
Yeah.
They hit it like irons essentially. They have to.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'll definitely be tuning in for sure.
Yeah. Speaking of Augusta, I believe I saw something about the forecast. It's looking 70 and sunny the whole week, which is what we are looking for.
It is. Last year, one of the years what was it? Last year? No,
it was 2020.
It was
November.
That was
fake Masters.
It was delayed by 2 or 3 hours.
The Mickey.
And then DJ just like,
yeah.
I mean, DJ probably would have won regardless. But
Augusta got turned into an average PGA Tour event where you're just trying to hit wedges to 2 feet.
That was so disappointing.
It's not fun to watch.
I've been looking at the weather recently too, just to see if it'll be firm and kind of fast. I mean, it's always going to be fast, but if it'll be firm. And it looks like they'll get, like they've been getting some rain, but not a ton. And there might be another kind of thunderstorm at some point, but it looks like Augusta's going to play green and Augusta fair. Like greens are going to be fast. Ball's going to be in the fairways, rolling pretty good. Weather looks great. Sun will be out.
We just need some wind.
I hope a little bit of wind would make it pretty fun. I mean, I know we're getting into Augusta before Valero.
It's hard not to.
The real major.
We love Valero. Their social media team's awesome too.
Yeah, Valero's a good tournament. It's a little unfortunate that it doesn't get a better field. But I think apparently though, I saw something that the tour players just don't like the course.
They don't like the greens. So, from what I read.
That's tough, especially the week before the match. Like you don't want people getting frustrated about the greens. I
think the course is cool. I think it's one of the better TVCs. I think there are a lot of awful TVCs.
Yeah.
I think at least this one has some spice to it.
Yeah,
18's an awesome hole. I mean, I love the tough par 5s.
That drivable par 4 is pretty sick.
17 or 16?
Yeah,
16, I think.
16's gimmicky. The bunker's in the middle, but like,
wait. Which one's the par?
The Chucky chip in hole.
Oh my god.
Oh
that
my
was the
God.
bane of my existence. I thought my life was gonna end.
Oh yeah, the par 3 with the bunker in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cheeky, but
I said,
we'll see. It's a fun watch. But
If the
like,
wind, but if the wind blows, that tournament has finished with a winner in single digits
yeah,
before.
no, it
So
could
if
be
it-
tough.
If it blows, yeah, it could be difficult.
And I don't
Spieth
think-
wasn't that high, right?
I don't think Texas has gotten a lot of rain.
Spieth was like 16, but the majority of the field was like
But yeah, Spieth dominated.
10, 11, right? Yeah.
Spieth was
was
at
at 19.
18, I think.
18?
And then Lahiri was at 10 under, and he was in 5th.
Yeah.
And it was
That's what it was.
It was a whole bunch of dudes at 9, 8, 7, 6 under. So
Yeah, T6 was 9 under par. So he beat T6 by 9 shots.
although didn't Saturday get delayed a little bit in the middle of Spieth's round?
I
'Cause
believe
they had to
so.
switch it to like CNBC. So I think the course kind of got softer on the back 9, and then Spieth and the leaders separated themselves a little bit, or Spieth and Chuck Hoffman.
He putted so well last year at that.
But yeah, he made
place.
everything, which was awesome because it had been a while, I guess, except for waste management. But he got that win. So hopefully,
Another one.
yeah,
Fingers crossed.
and completed his comeback, so to speak.
He did.
But another comeback at Augusta, 2 weeks.
Yeah, another thing we like
Tiger.
no, but like just the fact that he hasn't won in a year already.
I know. Yeah.
And
It's like
It's
it's
frustrating.
disappointing.
I
Yes,
need it.
especially
I
because
need
he has
it. I need
three-
it. It's like a drug. I need it.
especially because he has 3
It's a drug.
solo twos.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
It's
at Colonial.
devastating. I
Open,
mean,
Pebble.
Colonial is awful.
Colonial he choked, and then he just got beat by Colin Morikawa at the Open. But
Yeah,
he
Tom Hoge.
Colonial really, really stings because
Yeah.
I mean you just gotta win that. Even Tom Hoge, I mean Tom Hoge played really well, and Spieth only played really well one round there at Pebble.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, we can talk about Tiger for 1 second.
Well, we were debating about it pretty.
I don't think
actively.
he's gonna play, but I think it would be sick if he did.
You don't think he's gonna play?
No.
Hmm.
I think this is very.
You just think he's
I think he's. You know,
he's
I
just
still
throwing
lean no. But I,
PIP.
exactly. That's what I'm going for. Exactly. I mean.
see, here's the thing. He's taking
We
a
would have
trip
known. I
to
feel
Augusta.
like.
Nah,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Because Tiger always plays it out like that. Tiger always plays it out, which is annoying, but like I get it. But Tiger reportedly is taking a trip up to Augusta.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I know. But I feel
Which-
like
I don't think you do that
No.
to just play a practice round and just I can do this. I'm gonna go do it. He's there for a reason.
I will say, if it was, I guess if it was anybody else, it wouldn't really matter. But it's just like there is an argument to make that maybe he's thinking about it, but he's gonna go up there and he's gonna play a couple rounds back to back to see if he can actually like do it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it is walking up and down hills. Koepka talked about this when he had his knee issues. Like going down hills is difficult, and we know the elevation changes at Augusta are constant. Tiger knows that, of course. So I'm sure he's doing some, due diligence on his body to see if it can actually do it for 4 days in a row, let alone 9 holes Tuesday, Wednesday, range session, like all of the stuff that goes into being a part of a tournament week. But I think it'd be sick if he played, obviously, right? Like I think if Tiger shows up, it kind of moves it moves all of the media attention right to him,
Which is
which I
perfect
think
for
is-
Jordan too.
which is perfect. Yeah, I was thinking it's just perfect for kind of everybody else. It's perfect for Koepka too, by the way. Not
When
that
is
he gets a ton of like media stuff, but that's just kind of what he thrives on.
like when has Jordan ever won when he was the story? Like I mean I guess
US Open.
Valero, but like
US
Yeah, he
Open
won
2015.
Open.
yeah, I guess you're right.
Kind of maybe hit the Open too. I think he was the favorite actually. At
Really?
Brookdale. I think so. He was 12 to
I
1.
mean, he played so well in 2017, so
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah, but yeah,
So you don't think he's playing, Bob?
I do not. But
Jordan?
I'm rooting for it.
I still lean do not, but it's
Okay.
definitely up from where I had it a couple weeks ago.
Absolutely.
I don't know how you cannot have it a little bit higher.
I agree with that. I think he like really wants to play, and the only reason he won't is if somebody close to him is like, you just don't do this, you know.
I mean, you've heard Tiger, like,
But I just don't think he's
He-
gonna play unless
he
he knows he
plays
can win.
exactly. He plays when he has a chance to win, and I just don't. No offense to Tiger fans, I don't think he has a chance in HE double hockey sticks to win at Augusta if he plays.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think if he plays, I think it will be him.
It'll be a nice 2 rounds.
But if
Yeah.
he plays though, do you then think he can win?
No,
Like
no
okay.
chance.
So
It's St.
then
Andrews later this year, sure, not this week.
okay. And that's just because like
Just tournament rust. I mean,
Yeah.
everything that's going into it, his endurance is obviously not going to be there.
right,
And
no, I
if it's
agree.
hot,
He
at
hasn't
Augusta
played.
with the
He hasn't played a
hills,
competitive round in
yeah.
a long
2 years,
time.
dude. Like,
Yeah. But what do you think about his like so if he doesn't think he can win, he just won't play.
Yeah,
But
we'll go to
what-
the champions dinner and
But there's a difference between thinking he can win and actually having a chance to win.
No, I know. But like he could
I
think
mean-
he could somehow figure out something.
no
And
chance.
then
It's not
just
happening.
muster up like a T35 just to get Tiger Woods on the map. Like, do you think he would do that? I think
No.
I think he might.
You think Tiger cares about a T35 at Augusta, Dan?
No, he doesn't care about it's not about the T35.
I don't
It's
think
about
he's
the-
playing unless thinks he has a chance to win. I
It's
just don't
about
see
the
it.
I'm Tiger and I'm
No,
back.
I think his first event back, because I don't think he's going to play this. I actually think one of Bob's favorite events is going to be his first one back,
Memorial.
Memorial, because I just don't see him starting at a major. I just think that's stupid to start at a major.
Yeah.
He needs one warm up. I know he's played everywhere, but you just need
That's
the
a good
tournament
point.
reps.
That's actually a really good point. And Southern Hills isn't the place for it either.
No, and that's where I think Tiger's 100% coming back. But the problem with him trying to reach Jack is I just don't see him winning US Open, and PGAs are going to be really difficult. So
Yeah. But this, like you said, I mean, play Memorial, like the US Open is kind of anybody's US Open this year. So that could be a decent, and then you get a couple weeks off before St. Andrews. I could see that. I think I'm gonna say that he does play the Masters just because. Just so we have some difference in opinion here. But I think you make very valid points for why he should probably wait until I think Memorial would be a very sensible starting point.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a lock to play at St. Andrews. 150th Open at a place that that's the home of golf.
Well,
It's
especially
not
if he-
that hard of a walk either.
Right.
No,
It's
very
straight,
flat.
it's flat. It's short.
especially if 4 months, 3 or 4 months prior to
He's
it.
clearly
Like if he
close.
can go down to Augusta and walk it once, he can play St. Andrews in 4 months.
Yeah.
Barring anything.
Plus, just the swings that we've seen out of him, like he's obviously.
Well, yeah, there's no speed. I do wonder if he's seeing how it's playing too. Like if that affect, like if it's firm and fast and he doesn't have to hit it that far, maybe he thinks he can like just hit this 285-yard cut up the middle that then bounces to like 315 and see what happens. Because like he's probably been putting for a long time. So I'm sure he could, if he gets the speed dialed on those greens, I'm sure the stroke is like doing all right.
We could use some of that.
Basically all I'm saying is Tiger's gonna win.
Yeah. Imagine he plays and he plays with Jordan.
I was thinking, like,
Imagine the galleries.
if Tiger plays, who does he play with?
Probably JT.
Yeah.
Do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I don't know though, because the way Augusta does the pairings, they're always like
They're
call it
very
a
even.
place.
Yeah. But I mean, we already know one group. It's Morikawa, Decky, and Rom,
Major winners.
except for the PGA. It's the US Open, the Open, and
Whoa, doesn't Hideki play with the USAM?
oh, you're right. So it's Open Champ. It's Open Champ, and so it'll be Morikawa, Decky, and
The
the
USAM.
USAM champ,
His
who
name is
is, I
Stewart or
guess I don't really
something.
know. But that'll be a group. Obviously, Rom will get some sort of big group. I imagine Spieth gets bigger. If Tiger plays, he's got the biggest group on the property, and they're not putting Tiger with Keegan Bradley and
And
Doug
Holy
Gibb.
moly. Yeah, yeah. Funny enough, I saw this stat from I think Kyle Porter today. The US amateur, his name is Stuart Hagestad.
Hagestad? Oh yeah, I peeped that.
He's playing in his 5th major as an amateur at 30 years old, and he's playing the same amount as Sam Burns.
Yeah.
Sam Burns' 5th major this week. Stuart Hagestad's 5th major. Well, not this week.
my
At Augusta.
golf coach last year played against someone in the Mass Open who had played in 7 majors.
Oh.
And I'd never heard of him before. He won the national PGA championship, like professional championship, right?
Mhm.
Like the national professional championship. And he got 5 years of exemptions into PGA championships. He played in a US Open. And I think an Open as well. I forget his name, but like
That's crazy.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
He wiped
It's
the
cool.
floor, sadly, with the golf coach. But it was a good match until 14, and they just won 4 straight, and that was that. But
Yeah. That's the one thing about the opens that I think are cool. Is like literally anybody can qualify. I mean, obviously not anybody, but like if you have the 3, best rounds of your life, and those are 4 or 5 under, you can
Yeah.
play. You could play in a major championship with guys that make tens of millions of dollars doing the exact same thing you're doing. So I'm declaring for the US qualifying. me and my 70.
You're not the only one. There's been some golf writers that are declaring for it.
Yeah, me and my 87 are gonna go take our talents to the regional or whatever. Nah,
yeah.
I do want to get out in golf soon because I don't know about you guys, but
You the other day.
it just got cold for no reason these past 2 days. It was
a
like
little
30,
cold when I
it was
played.
30 degrees today, and it's late March. You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, I had a flop shot that was just nasty, like absolutely gross. But the number was 86. So, I mean, how good is that flop? But all right, one thing before we leave.
We got to do our picks, right?
We
Oh, yeah,
do
we're
do our
gonna drop
picks,
our-
actually, but I do want one thing first from Jordan. I need an explanation from Jordan on something he said earlier today, which is just
Oh.
flabbergasting. I mean, it is just one of the worst things you'll ever see.
It's just not. And I know.
Can
some
you
of
please
our
explain to
listeners will
me
agree.
how Tiger winning the Masters would be bad for the sport of golf?
All right. You know what?
Exactly.
After hearing it,
exactly.
I disagree with my original statement, but Tiger winning would not be the best thing for golf. As I said,
think that's. I mean,
as I said in the Dell
Well,
recap,
I agree with that.
I think a Scheffler, a Spieth, a Rory, or a JT win would be better for the game of golf. Tiger winning.
I think you're hedging your bets a bit here.
I just don't think Tiger winning does anything more. Like it'd be amazing based on everything he's came off of.
The sport would break if Tiger won.
Yeah, but I'd rather see a 25, 28-year-old.
He'd have then
who can
won a
afford
major
to-
at 45 out of nowhere. He would have won a major on a broken leg, and he would have won a major a year removed from almost dying. That would be
Yeah.
the craziest story. I mean, I'll give you this. I am a Jack Nicklaus. I will go to bat for Jack Nicklaus being the GOAT for the rest of my life. If Tiger Woods wins the Masters this year, I think Tiger's better all time. Just because of the pure fact that he literally has won every possible thing that he could have won, given everything that he's done. I mean, how can you do that? How can you win another major in this situation? I just don't think it happens. But if it does, it would be Jack will have to take second place.
That's fair. And you're big on Jack. So, I mean,
I'm very big
I
on
respect
Jack.
that.
Yeah. I actually don't know. I think I agree with Jordan. Like, if he wins, it's obviously I also, but I do wonder if like him winning just seems so unlikely that it's hard to wrap your brain around what would happen if he did win. Right? Like it's just like Tiger's not winning the Masters. But if he does win the Masters, like I don't think we can even process what that means. But I do agree with like if Scheffler wins the Masters, that's big for growing the game of golf. If JT, kind of the same thing. Spieth gets another one. Rory completes the slam. That's a big deal. I think if Brooks wins with the reach that happened after Bryson, I think even if Bryson wins, like because he's got a lot of people that follow him, maybe for good, maybe for bad, but like,
oh boy,
like Bryson winning would be a big deal. I mean, and then some random other, like if Harold Varner won the Masters,
that'd be sick though.
I think it'd be sick. Imagine an amateur.
Or if an amateur, like I think there's a lot of ways. There's a lot of kind of Masters winners that could have a really big difference in the game of golf going forward. But I don't know if I don't know if I haven't quite wrapped my head around Tiger actually, like what would happen if Tiger actually won the Masters in 2022.
It's just not happening.
Oh my God. I've just seen one of the greatest things of my life. Before we make our picks, I would like to read you the statement that Donald Trump made on his hole-in-one that he made over the weekend at
I made a hole in one.
Trump International Golf Club. Listen to this and tell me how Donald Trump sounds like. This is not politics. Like, everyone knows what Donald Trump sounds like, right? Whether you like him or whether you hate him, he's a funny guy, right? Like he's hilarious when he speaks. Listen to this. Many people are asking, so I'll give it to you now. It's 100% true. While playing with the legendary golfer Ernie Els, winner of 4 majors and approximately 72 other tournaments throughout the world, Gene Sowers,
I've heard of Gene Sowers. I don't know who it is.
Winner of the Senior US Open, Ken Duke and Mike Goods. I don't know.
Ken Duke, best round of all time.
Both excellent tour players. I made a hole-in-one. It took place at Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach, Florida, on the 7th hole, which was playing 181 yards slightly into the wind. I hit a 5-iron, which sailed magnificently into a rather strong wind with approximately 5 feet of cut, whereupon it bounced twice and went clank into the hole. These great tour players noticed that before I did, and their eyes are slightly better. But on that one hole only, their swings weren't. Anyway, there's a lot of chatter about it. Quite exciting, and people everywhere seem to be asking for the facts. Playing with the group of wonderful, talented players was a lot of fun. The match was Ernie and me with no strokes against Gene, Mike, and Ken. I won't tell you one because I'm a very modest individual, and you will then say I was bragging, and I don't like people who brag.
You know, I think maybe the best part of that is that it had 5 feet of cut. That's it.
That is one of the greatest things I have ever read in my entire life. I mean,
that is
gold. That is
the best.
That is the best.
Yeah. What a statement.
Respect.
Oh man, I guess I mean
I thrive into our picks.
I had wanted to know if he had a hole in one or not. I truly had. I've been searching all over, so I'm glad I know now. Seems like he's thriving.
We have to thrive into our picks.
Yeah, we got to thrive into our picks.
I can go first if you want.
Yeah, get started.
So I got my 3 will be Corey Connors over 12.5 total pars and bogeys. Oh, wow.
I know Bob has a.
I am
different
fading
opinion.
you on that one.
I'm going over. It's a tricky golf course. 12 and a half plus 5.5, which would be the birdies and eagles. I don't see him making that many birdies and eagles. I mean,
Yeah.
that'd be a really good score on this golf course.
I will say though, I did say earlier Corey Connors was like 66, 65 on Thursday this week. Like he's a first round leader candidate. So that could go down. I'll just go straight into mine because I only have one for now. But Tony Finau, 71.5 strokes. I'm going under on that. I know Finau's been playing
Fading
not great
again.
golf, but he made 8 birdies in his round on Friday at Austin Country Club. That's a lot of birdies, and that should be more than enough to get you a 1 under round at the Oaks course. So I'll go with the under and rack up 100 points for my play this week.
My Connors over was 75 points, by the way.
All right, so here's what I'm going with. I'm going with Corey Connors under 12.5 bogeys pars. I think he tears this golf course up on Thursday. I think he's hot. He's riding a hot hand. I think he has 6 birdies, shoots 8 under first round, maybe an eagle in there. That's his and then he fades out of the equation in the rest of the week. But regardless, I think that's a good value play there. If you want free money, take the under in Ricky Fowler's Eagles. It's not very good value, but I thought I'd throw that in there just because why not? And then my third favorite play of the week is Jordan Spieth over 3.5 birds on the first day. I just think there's 4 par.
Yeah,
4 par 5s.
Yeah, they're all pretty long though.
His wedges are good enough where I think that he makes 4 birdies.
I like that.
I think it happens. But yeah,
I'll go with
my free money, Ricky, value play Corey, and best play is Spieth.
I'll go with my second and third now. 90 points. Bryson over 69.5 strokes. Did you see him drive the ball in Austin?
Yeah, he was bad.
He is all over the place, and there are trees that he will be hitting it into.
Yeah.
And 69.5 is a good score. I mean,
especially if the wind's blowing.
This course played over par last year, and I mean, I just think that's great value. 69. I mean, he'd have to shoot 69, 3 under, and 3 under is probably a top 20 score after round 1. The way he's driving the ball, first stroke play event back. No, thank you.
Yeah, a couple things on one thing on Bryson real quick. He lost 2 strokes on off the tee, on approach, and around the greens last week.
He's consistent. I like it.
I mean, and then he gained 2 putting. So I guess the only reason you'd expect Bryson to have a good week is if the putter is really, really good. But we'll see. Well, does anybody know what his injuries were? It was a wrist and a hip.
He tore something in his hip. He's got a labrum problem,
Okay.
which is really painful.
Yeah. Reduces speed quite a bit too off the tee.
And then my last play, it's kind of a guy that's flown under the radar this year for not playing very well. And that'd be Abraham Answer. 115 points over 2.5 bogeys. I mean, number one, again, I'll keep saying it's a pretty tough golf course. And
I have that too.
Number 2 with Abraham Answer, besides Spieth, who has not been very good this year with the OWGR points, the only guy that's gained more points than him, or the guy that's above him, who's gained more points than him, the next closest that's above him in the official World Golf ranking, is Abraham Answer. Abraham Answer's just not played very well in 2022, and over 2.5 bogeys seems like a pretty easy thing to do around this golf course.
I will say you played pretty well last week.
Yeah, he
ran into a very hot Corey Connors.
Yeah, he gave Morikawa the business.
Corey Connors, match play specialist.
It's true.
Yeah, hey, sometimes you just make a run.
Exactly, man.
But
all right, but I think that's all we have, right?
No, Dan's got his plays, man.
Dan, you have another one?
No, I've got one for the week.
All right, let's hear it.
I'll one out of my lineup that I think the viewers could benefit from. But Yeah, it's an exciting week. Defending champ, defending his home turf. Got to hold off Chuck Hoffman and Rory.
It's gonna be
Actually, it would
tough, Chucky, I mean,
Yeah.
if you could tell me my most like the time my heart dropped most as a Spieth fan, it's when Chuck Hoffman made that putt from off the green on 16 last year. Because you know how much we'd gone through. I thought there's no way this is happening again, right?
The thing we're also like underselling with Chuck Hoffman in the field is I just hope the players are protected this week. I'm really hoping they're
I
protected.
do as well. That's a great point, Jordan. They better be protected. That's Spieth's defending week for the first time in 4 years.
Exactly.
I mean, if they don't, they will be getting a very strongly worded DM from
Ooh,
say on
damn.
Twitter.
Spieth analysis on Twitter and all out the
Yeah.
PGA Tour.
Yeah, I will hold them accountable this week. So if you got any problems, Chuck, just let me know.
Seems fair. Well, I think that's all we got. It's the last week before the Masters. It's just so cool. Only once a year.
Every time a Masters ad comes on while watching the NCAA tournament, it's a great feeling. But at the same time, I want to embrace it all because I know that when it's over,
Exactly.
So
we are starting major season though, which is also fun. I mean,
that is
major
true.
in the next 4 months. So
They do come up so fast. So
enjoy them while they're here.
Exactly. But for now, we're gonna enjoy
Defending.
defense number 12 on the PGA Tour.
Yes, sir.
We'll be back on Sunday or Monday next week with the recap and then hopefully some live stuff.
For the Masters. It'll be a busy week for Masters week.
Some more Thrive bets to be made. So
Exactly.
until then,
Take care.
best of luck. We'll see you guys.
Peace.